This conference will now be recorded.
Am I audible to everyone? Yes, no, reply me. Am I audible? Okay. So, before we proceed with the topics, what we have to do today, let me ask you, do you have any doubts for the previous classes? If you have a doubts, you can ask me. If not, let me know. I'll proceed with the next topic, which we have to do. No doubts. Okay. So only one says that there is no doubt. What about others? Then can we proceed with the next topic? Okay. Let me share you my screen first. Okay, we have discussed in a last class regarding a board mass. I'll scroll this down. I'll type manually. So here I'm going with the names, list of names. Okay, some names I have given here. Okay, some list of names have given. Then I'll take here as subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, and subject 5. Even let me take one more also, that is subject 6. Then I'll take here equals to rand between. So I want the values above 30, below 95, from 30 to 95. So rand between 30 comma 95. I'll close the bracket, enter. I'll drag the values till down and even till the 6 subjects I've taken. Copy these numbers and paste it as values. Control Alt V to paste it as values. I'm selecting your values. I'll click on this OK, then press enter. This is what I have done. Okay, then I'll also give all borders. You do this, then I'll start with the formulas. Right? You can continue doing with me. After finishing the steps, you let me know, so I'll proceed with the next step. Have you all done till here? Yes? No? Or tell me whether you want to do with me or not. If not, I'll continue. Are you people going to work along with me? Yes? No? Reply me. Put it in the chat box. Okay. Fine. Fine. No problem. Have you done the steps? Have you all done the steps? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So here we are going to make a total. For making a total, I'll just show you the sum of the steps which we will be using. Okay, total. So methods of addition. Just take this as methods of addition. I'll insert this. I'll select Control plus. I'll insert here. I'm giving a heading. That's all. Methods of addition. So I'm not doing here. First two cells, I'll keep it blank. Third one I will do. So usually what we will do, we will use a plus sign. You can type the number equals to, whenever you make a calculation, equals to is important. 70 plus 67 plus 70 plus 39 plus 33 plus 95. After this, I don't have any other things. So enter. This is the total. So what I did, using plus sign, we made a total. Okay, using plus sign, what I did, I just went to individual cells and I have selected 70 plus 67 plus 70. So you have the cell address. This is what I have done. Okay, I'll do the next step also, then you can try this. Next one is using comma sign. Here I go with equals to. So here I'm going to use a function sum. What it will do, adds all the number in a cell of range. Open the bracket. Now what it says, number 1 comma number 2. So like this, I'll go for number 1 comma number 2 comma number 3 comma number 4 comma then a 5, then a sixth subject. 6 values, close the bracket, then enter. So this is what I have done. Try these two steps, then I will do the next step.
What is the maximum number of cells that can be added in this formula?
You can add n number of numbers, ma. There is no limits.
Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat this again. First one equals to, go for the first cell. I'm using arrow keys. You have a arrow keys, 4 arrow keys. So I'm using arrow keys plus. Again, I'll use arrow key to move. Plus. Again, select third number, fourth number, fifth number, and then sixth number. After this, there is no requirement of plus. Enter. See, equals to, directly I'm selecting a cell. Next one, I use here sum function, sum sum. Open the bracket, select the number 1, comma, then the second number, third number, fourth number. Like this, for after each and every number, you have to give a comma. For last number, it is not required. Just close the bracket and press enter. Try this. Have you all done? Yes, have you done? I'm going for the next step. Third one is making an addition by selecting range. So the same thing, equals to sum, open the bracket, go for the subject 1, hold a shift key, then use the arrow keys whichever direction you want to go for. I'm selecting all the six subjects. Now close the bracket, press enter. This is the total. So you can see here it says from C27 to H27 it has been selected. I'll repeat this again. Equals to sum, open the bracket, go to the subject 1, hold the shift key, then use the arrow key till where you have to select, close the bracket, then press enter. You will get a total. This is by selecting a range. Try this. Have you all done? Response me if you have done. Okay, we'll go for the next one. So selecting range is done. So there is another method. You have this option insert function. You have it in a home tab in the formula bar. Other than that, in a formula tab here also you have the same option insert function. That is shift F3. Okay, you can use shift F3 or you can just click on this. So as soon as I click, it will give me a list of functions. In case if I'm searching for some function, I can type here. I'll take here as sum, S-U-M, sum. Then I'll click on this, go. See, automatically equals to I got. Then I got the list of sum related function. I'll select this first one. Okay, you can double click on this. So you got this total. Now what we will do, I'm just going to show you 46. Can you see here 46 and the cell address? Next one 75. Next one 51. Then I have 65. Then 91. I'll use this down arrow key to expand this. Then I have here 59. So I've taken all this. Okay, you can see the values here. What it is: 46, 75, 51, 65, 91, then a 59. So this is the total of the cells what has been selected. So see, so you have a functions 1 to 255 numbers to sum whatever you have, whether it is a logical values, but it is not like 255 numbers. You can add n number of things. Okay, so the result is 387. I'll click on this. Okay, I got this total. So what we are doing, we are doing this through a insert function. This is one method of using insert function. Another method is I'm using again the same thing. Again I'll go with the sum, but this time I will not select individual number one by one. I'll select the same thing as range. Range, can you see here? 65 comma 39 comma 79 comma 55 comma 35 comma 39, the same numbers you have, and its total has been given here, and I'll click on this. Okay, the two methods of using insert function. Try this and let me know. I'll go for the next step. Have you all done? Okay, then I'll go for the next step. Here I do. So auto sum, you have this auto sum option here in a formula tab. Okay, and the shortcut key is alt equals to, same thing in home tab. Here also you have auto sum, alt equals to. I'll click on this. Now see, the range which is selected is wrong. It is selecting this total. Now what I will do, I'll select the exact range, the correct range, and then press enter. Yours, you should not have a cursor inside. If you have a cursor inside, auto sum will not support. Just click and then click on this auto sum, select the proper range, then enter. You will get this. This is auto sum. Since I have already made some calculations here, it is picking these numbers. Okay, or if I use alt equals to, even then also the range what is selected is wrongly selected. I select the proper one. So I'm using a shortcut key of auto sum, that is alt equals to. Same thing I'll try here. I'll click on this auto sum in the beginning of the cell. Now see, the proper range is selected. I'll use alt equals to, even here it is selected. When some calculation is already done and there is some number containing, and if you're using auto sum, it will select that range. So instead, you have to select a proper range whenever it is selecting a wrong range. So you can try this auto sum and alt equals to. In this functions what I've explained, the most important function is by selecting a range, then a auto sum, then alt equals to. These are the very important functions which we will be using in all our calculations. Now see here, after this total, can you see this dot? You can drag this for all the total also. Click and drag. You try this auto sum and alt equals to and let me know. Okay, good ma. Okay, Kirtana is also done. Okay, I'll do the next one. So these are the things how you will make a total. Now again, I'm taking only this numbers. Okay, names and the numbers. I'll take this, copy, scroll down and paste it. Okay, we are going to do a different calculations here. So I just need the same values. I'll mark this with some background color, make it bold. So this I have done. So we are going to do a calculation here, total. So I'm using here the function by selecting a range equals to sum, open a bracket, from subject 1, hold a shift key, select till the subject 6, close the bracket and then press enter. Okay, this is what you have to do. I repeat, equals to sum, open the bracket, from the subject 1, go for subject 6, close the bracket and press enter. You will get this total. Finish this. See, after this, I don't have to repeat again and again. I can click and drag this. So all the total, I'll get it. Do this total and tell me. I'll go for the next calculation, next formula. Okay, good. Both of you did. Okay. Now, we will find the least score, least value in the 6 subjects, 51, 62, 84, 79, 93, 64. These are the values. In this, which is the lowest one? The lowest one is 51. In second person list, the lowest one is 54. In third person, 33 is the lowest. So I want what is the lowest one. So equals to min, minimum. Returns the smallest number instead of the value. Ignores if there is any logical or a text value. I'll select this minimum, min. Open the bracket. Again, select the range. We are doing selecting a range. Hold the shift key. Use the arrow key along with that. Close the bracket. Enter. Right? I repeat. Equals to min, minimum, min. Open a bracket. From subject 1 till subject 6 you select it. Close the bracket. Press enter. Now you can drag this to get the minimum score from your list. I got this minimum score. You can see this. Okay. Then we'll go for the highest. Before I do the highest value, you can finish this. Minimum you finish and tell me. I'll go for the maximum value. Okay. Next step, I need to go for this highest equals to max. Max, what it does, returns the largest value. Returns the largest value in a set of value. In a set of value, ignoring the logical value and the text value. I'll select this. Now from subject 1 to subject 6 you select it. Close the bracket. Press enter. I'm repeating this again. Equals to max. Open the bracket. From subject 1 to subject 6 you select it. Close the bracket and then press enter. You will get the highest value from subject 1 to subject 6. Finish this. Good. Okay, now we will go for average score. How we will find the average score? Usually we will use two methods. One is this is a total and I have here 6 subject. So it is what? Equals to 433 divided by or into 100 divided by 600. The total marks is 600, 6 subject. When I do this, I'll get this value 72. The same thing I do in another method, equals to 433 divided by 6 subjects. Enter 6 parts. So I'll get this 72 point same value. Instead of using this formula, I'm going to use here the function equals to average. Remember, when we are doing a least one minimum value, min we used. For highest value, high. For the maximum value, max we have used. But when you are doing an average, you have to use entire spelling average. You can't use avg short forms and all. Average. Select from subject 1 to subject 6. Close the bracket. Enter. See, I got the same value. Equals to average from subject 1 to subject 6. Close the bracket. Enter. You will get the average value. Now from this average value, I don't want the decimal value. I want only 2 decimal values. Other decimal values I have to remove it. So you have in a numbering format, decrease decimal values. I'll click on this to decrease it. 2 values, 3 values, 1 value. So I'm keeping 2 values as my decimals. You can try this average. If you have done, you just respond me, okay? Have you all done the average? Have you all done the average calculation? Okay, fine. Someone asked me here, what you want me to repeat, ma? Kirtana? Kirtana, what was your question, ma? Did you ask me about the first beginning calculations or any other questions? Kirtana? Okay, let her reply. Meanwhile, I'll come for this. Now, I'm having here product. Why I'm coming here? I need some options here, a result. So, to get the result, first I have to explain how to get this. For this, I'm going to use some formula. Okay, result. So, I'll take it here. Um, okay, we'll come for this result later. I'll just use here the number of quantities. Quantity and then the sales price. Okay, we have done here the total, minimum value, maximum value. This is minimum, this is maximum, this is average, and for total I have used a function here sum. This is what I have done. So what is this? This is a total value and this is a least, and this is highest, that is greatest, and this is a average. Okay, this we have done. Now here I'm going to do with quantity. Quantity and the sales price. I have taken a list of product name. You can type some names or you can just randomly type A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, that you can do it. Okay. Now here in quantity, I'll use a functions equals to rand between 50, comma 100, close the bracket, enter. So this one is 50, comma 100. Then the sales price, I'll use here equals to rand between rand between I'm using here 3000 comma 5000, close the bracket, enter. Okay, so what I've used two values here. For quantity I've taken 50 comma 100. Then for sales price I've taken 3000 comma 5000. Okay, I got some value. Now I'll select this, drag this till down, whatever I have a product name. I'll copy this, Control Alt V for pasting as value and remove the formulas. I just need to remove the formulas, so I'm using this paste as value. I'll click on this, OK. Done. Now I have to calculate revenue. Okay, so update this table and let me know, then I'll start doing this calculation revenue. I got it, ma'am, that I asked that time. You have repeated it. Fine, ma. Have you all done this? Update this data. You can, instead of typing the names of the product, you can also type A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, something alphabets, one product names. Okay. Then I just use the functions to describe the quantity 50 to 100. Then I have taken this next one, the sales price 3000 to 5000. Now to find the revenue, I just need to multiply the quantity into sales price. Okay, so what we will do, equals to quantity into, I'm using this asterisk, that is a star, then the sales price, enter. One method. Next method, I'll do once again the same thing. First one what I have repeated, quantity into the sales price. I got this total. Another one what I can do is equals to product. For multiplication, product, I'll select this 69 comma and the price, close the bracket, enter. I'm repeating again, equals to product, open the bracket, select these two numbers, or first number I'll select, comma, then the second number, close the bracket, enter. If not, you can also select the range. So I'll select these two cells together, close the bracket, enter. So the multiplication is done. First one, quantity into the star and then sales price. This is one method. Second method is product, open bracket, select the quantity cell, comma, sales price, close the bracket, enter. If not, same thing, product, open the bracket, select both the cells together, close the bracket and press enter. You will get this revenue of this sales made. Try this. Okay, so one is done. How do you spell your name, ma? The first one who has said Liliana or Lillian?
It's Lillian, ma'am.
Lilin. Okay. Fine. We'll go for the next one. This is done. And in this, I'll tell you one more thing. What if I need the total of this? I need the total of this revenue. So I'll just use Alt equals to done. So I got this grand total. Okay, grand total, I got it. Okay, grand total, I got it. Why should I multiply and make a total here? So first I can make a total of the quantity, and then I'll make the total of the sales price. That could be correct when I can multiply it together to find the revenue. So equals to the sum of this entire quantity, close the bracket, enter, then equals to sum of sales price. I use Control Shift down arrow key to select till the last cell, then close the bracket, enter. Now I will multiply this equals to total quantity into total sales price. I got this value. Let's check whether this revenue and this revenue is one and the same. So I'll say equals to this revenue total is equals to this revenue total. So it says false. It's not true. It says here it is false value. Okay, why? Because the sales value what you are calculating here, right? The sales value what you are calculating here, individually it is multiplying and giving a total, but this is a grand total. So because of that, I'm not getting the proper total. One second. So now what should I do? If I have to get this exact total but without multiplying this, and if I need this total, then what I will do, instead of using a function product, I'll use another function equals to sum product. Sum product, what it does, returns the sum of the product of the corresponding range and arrays. First it will multiply the corresponding range and then it will give you the total. So it says array 1 is my quantity column. You multiply it with the sales price and then give me the total. So first I have selected quantity column, comma, sales price column, then close the bracket, enter. I got this value. Let me ask whether this value is correct. Equals to whether this value is equals to this value. Then it says it is true. The value is true. You can try this. I'll repeat once again. So what I did is we used a multiplication and I made a total sum. Okay. Then to show you how it will work, what I did is I made a total column of this quantity, sum of this quantity column and sum of the sales price column. After that I have multiplied this two cell, quantity into sales price, total quantity into total sales price. When I cross check whether this total is equals to this total, then it said me false. So what I did is to get the right answer, I have used a function sum product. What does the sum product do? It will multiply with the corresponding range or array. So that is quantity into sales price, and then after multiplying, then it will give a total. So what I did, I have selected the array 1. Array 1 is what? The quantity column, comma. Then I went for array 2. Array 2 is what? My sales price column. Close the bracket, enter. Then I said that this grand total what I did is equals to the sum product total. Then I get an answer here as true. I just changed the color. You will not get the colors. I just changed it to show you the difference. That's all. Okay. You try this and tell me if you have question. I can repeat it again. Check it out. Whether you have any problem, you let me know while trying it. Have you all done? Okay, good. So let's go for the next one. Okay, I'll just copy the same product name and I'll paste it below this. I'll take here as revenue, or you can take here as COGS, cost of goods sold, that is your purchase. Then your revenue. Revenue is your sales. Okay, here let me describe here also what I am going to do it, the values. For COGS, I'll use a values equals to rand between rand between 500 comma 1000, close the bracket, enter. Okay, I've given here 500 to 1000. Then here I'll go for this revenue. I'll give here equals to rand between rand between random between 800 comma 1500. Okay, I'm giving here 800 to 1500. I've given this. Now I'll select this both the values, copy, remove the formula and keep only the numbers. So Control Alt V, paste it as values, done. So I have an option here. I'm just using a format painter to apply the coloring for this. I need to know what is my profit. Okay, you can update this. I'll select this, all borders. Again, I'll select this, all borders. This have done. So finish this numbers. Then we will do this profit calculation. Update the data and let me know so that I'll go for the next step. I'll do the next step now. So what I need a profit. See, before that, I'll tell you, for addition, we have a formula called sum. Then for multiplication, we have a formula called product. Then now we are doing a subtraction. So for that, equals to revenue minus COGS. Okay, so the profit, what I need for that, the formula is revenue minus COGS, and for this there is no particular function. You will use minus sign. Okay, no particular formula. So what we are doing, equals to revenue minus this COGS. Okay, then I'll expand this. If in case somewhere you have a minus, that means it is a negative value, which means it is a loss in that place. Wherever there is no minus sign, it means it is a plus value. You can do this revenue minus COGS. Finish this and tell me. I'll go for the next step. Have you all done it? Zunaira. Okay. Shruti is also done. Medina is done. Medini, sorry. Karunya. Okay, let me go for this. Kirtana, Ziba. Fine. I'll go for the next one. I'll again use the same product name instead of typing again and again. I'm just copy pasting it. I'll copy those names and I'll paste it here. I'll say here as revenue, and we'll do one thing. When I'm doing this revenue, I will also take the same this one, this column or any column or the previous column also. If you want, you can take. I'm taking this revenue, copy, and I will paste it here. I'll copy this revenue column, or better, let's give a value itself. Wait, equals to rand between 5,000 comma 8,000, close the bracket, enter. This is the revenue. Then I'll give here as units. Then I'll give here as equals to rand between rand between 50 comma 100. Okay, I'm taking this. I'll update here. So first one, revenue, I gave 5,000 to 8,000. Then here units, I have given here 50 to 100. So I got this two values, and I'll expand this till the last one, copy and paste it as values. Done. Now the same formatting, I'm copying this and applying on this two also, and I will say here select all borders I've given. Now what I need to know cost per unit. So which means for 85 units, it is 7,192. So that means for one product how much is the price. This I wanted to know. So what we will do, the division. Division. So I told you for addition we will use a sum, for multiplication product, for subtraction there is no function, we will use a minus sign. The same way for division also there is no function for this. So we will use division sign for calculation. Okay, so what I am doing here, equals to revenue divided by number of units. I do again, equals to revenue divided by number of units, and I'll expand this till the last product. Since I have too many decimal values and I want to remove all these decimal values, I'll remove all the decimal values. I don't want one decimal value also. I'm removing everything. So this is the cost per unit. You can try this division and tell me. Okay, so division is done. Okay, now I'll do one more thing. We will use another calculation. So I'll add another sheet and I need the same product name. So I'm just copying this product name. I'll copy this to the next sheet. Product name. Now what I want, take here I have a opening stock. Opening stock. Then I made a purchase of number of stock. Okay, so first we will give opening stock equals to rand between 30 comma 50. Okay, so I'll copy this here, for that you can refer later. So I gave 30 to 50 values for the opening stock. Then for inward, then I'll give your outward. Then I need a closing stock. Then I need a status of my stock. I'll give you for this condition. For inward, the number of stock I made a purchase, I'm giving here random between the quantities 50 comma 80. I'll close the bracket, enter. So I'm giving here 50 to 80. Now I'll go for this outward. I'm using here rand between. I'll select here 30 comma 70. I'll close the bracket, enter. So for outward, I'm using a value 30 to 70. I'll select all these three and drag this till my last product. Now copy this and paste it as a value. So the formula is removed, only numbers I have. I'll click in somewhere, select all, Control A. I'll apply all borders. Copy this format of these headings and apply for all these headings. Done. Now what I need to know what is my closing stock. What is my closing stock? Okay. First update this data and then I'll do this closing stock. No problem for the attendance. Okay. So now you continue with the session. Here, this is the thing I have given you: opening stock, then inward, and then a purchase. You had this much stock, then you made a purchase of this, then you're making a sales. Now what is left with you after making a sales? You need to find an output. So what we have to do, you have to update this data. First update the data, then I'll show you the formula. Okay, so now what I want to do here is I need to know the closing stock equals to, there is no particular formula for this, opening stock plus inward, that is your purchase, minus outward. I'm repeating again, equals to opening stock plus purchase minus the closing stock. You will get the value. You can expand this. You can expand this. Do this calculation for the closing stock. Okay, so for this closing stock formula is opening stock plus inward minus closing stock. This is the formula I have used. Opening stock plus inward minus outward. Outward, you will get the closing stock. Now what I need, I have here the status. Status is my condition. So I have a condition. What is my condition? If the closing stock is less than, right? Less than 25 units. Okay, then we need to place an order. Okay, we need to place order for which, okay, I'll continue in the same line. For which the status as to update as stock in hand if the stock, or okay, number of units is more than 25. Else it has to display as reorder. This is the condition. So what I'm doing, I'm just expanding the condition, merge the cell, wrap the text so I can see everything here in one cell, and I'll increase this. Merge the center, wrap the text, bring it here. This is a condition. So what it is, if the closing stock is less than 25 units, we need to place an order. Okay, for this, I need a status saying that I need to get it here as stock in hand. I have to get it as stock in hand if I have enough stock. If not, it has to display as reorder if the stock is less than 25. Okay, if the stock is less than 25, this is what it has to display.
Excuse ma'am.
This is my condition. Yes, ma.
Ma'am, can you please like repeat the closing stock one?
Closing
Calculation
stock
of closing stock. Yes,
have
ma'am.
given here. It is opening stock plus inward minus outward. I repeat this again. I'm going to delete this. Equals to opening stock plus purchase, that is inward minus outward. So I get this closing stock. Now you can expand this. You will get the closing stock value. I've given a formula also here for your reference. And this is the condition. So condition is if the stock is less than 25, have to get it as reorder. If it is more than 25, I have to get it as stock in hand. This is my requirement. Okay, for this what I'm doing, equals to, if I'm going to use if. Why? Because I need an output saying that stock in hand or reorder. So we need some logical reason, right? Logical reason what I should get and what I should not get it. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to use here if function. What is if? It will say you if my argument, if my condition is satisfied, it will give me one output. If not satisfied, it will give me another output. My condition here is the number of stock items. If it is less than 25, it will give me one output. If it is more than 25, it will give me another output. So what I'm going to define it. So it says here, checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if it is true and another value if the condition is false. Okay, I'm saying here equals to if. My logical test is based on the closing stock. So I said the closing stock, right? If the closing stock is less than or equals to, less than or equals to 25, okay, so I have to get it as reorder. So it says for which stock as to update as stock in hand in if the stock is more than 25, else it is this one. Okay, so comma, so if it is less than 25, I have to get it here as reorder. I'm giving a reorder, close a double quote. Whenever you are typing a words, letters, you have to open a double inverted commas. Okay, reorder, comma, again I'm opening a double quote, else I need it here as stock in hand. I'll close the double quote, close the bracket, enter. Okay, so let me change this condition. So if the closing stock is closing stock, if the closing stock is less than 25 units, then we need to place a order for which the status has to update as reorder, reorder, else stock in hand. Okay, for which the status has to update as reorder if the number of units is more than, is less than. less than 25, else stock in hand. This is what I need. So stock in hand, I'll give this in a green color. Then reorder, because I need to place an order, I'll give it here as red color. Okay, but still I'm repeating this condition again. Okay, what is my condition? If my closing stock is less than 25, I have to get it as reorder. If the number of units is more than that, then I have to get it as stock in hand. This is my condition. So what I'm going to do, equals to if so my condition, what is my condition? Logical test. Based on what? You can see here it is based on the closing stock. I'm selecting here the closing stock. If the closing stock is less than, I need even 25 also to be placed on order, so 25. So I'm giving a less than or equals to 25, comma. If the stock is less than or equals to 25, comma, what I need? Value if it is true. If it is less than 25, I have to get it here as reorder. So I'm opening a double quote, typing here as reorder. Whatever you are going to type within a double quotation, that will be output for true and false. Reorder, close a double quote, comma. Value if it is false. So what I will do, open a double quote. If it is false, if it is more than 25, I need it as stock in hand. I'm typing here as stock in hand. I'll close the double quote, close the bracket. So look at this. My logical test, if the stock is less than or equals to 25, give me an output. If this condition is satisfied, my true requirement is reorder. If this is not satisfied, that means false. I need an output saying that as stock in hand. Logical test, value if it is true, value if it is false. My condition is less than equals to 25. If this is correct, give me as reorder. If not correct, give me as stock in hand. Now here the stock is less than 25, so reorder. So you can see wherever there is a less number of stock less than 25, you can see the condition saying that as reorder. Wherever it is more than 25, you can see there as stock in hand. This is the condition. So you can try doing this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'm keeping the screen available for you. You try this. Any doubts, you let me know. Did you all solve this? Do you have any doubts? Ask me if you have. Don't you have any doubts? Response me, why you people are not responding? Slowly even the strength is coming down. Okay. Let me go for the next one. We will go for the previous calculation in which I told you I need a result. For this result, let me give my condition. So the passing marks in each subject, right? In each subject is 35. If a student scores less than 35 in any one subject, in any subject we will take, okay, in any subject, then it has to come as fail. In simple, I'll write my condition here. Okay, if the candidate score is more than 35, I have to get it as pass. If it is less than 35, I have to get it as fail. So I cannot check in all the subjects, right? Subject 1, subject 2, what it has done, where it is done. So instead I will do in a result equals to, if from all the subject I would have got here the minimum score, in any one subject where might be there is less or more. So I'll take this minimum score. If this is greater than or equals to 35, I'm saying greater than. So when I say greater than 35, I have to get it as pass. In the previous one we made less, here I'm using greater. So which condition, what I'm defining, greater than 35, then it must be pass, must be in the first place. Okay, so next one, if it is less than that, fail. Again I'm giving opening a double quote, typing here as fail, close the double quote, close the bracket, enter. I'm repeating again, equals to, if the minimum score is greater than or equals to 35, then give me a result as a pass. So pass I'm typing in a double quote, close a double quote, give a comma, else give me a result as fail, again this in a double quote, close the bracket, enter. So wherever there is a score less than 35, so you will get it as fail. So let me see here, wherever there is, here it is 33, here it is 35, here it is 36. So I'll purposely make here as 30. So I got it fail. Here it is 46. So I'm making this purposely to some other value where I can get it here as 20. Fail I'm getting. Okay. So you can see here. So I'll select this conditional formatting, highlight the cell rule, text that contains fail in a red color. Let it be, and I'll click on this OK. So this is my output. You can try this. I'll keep the screen available. Try this. Did you try doing this? Okay. So I'm saving this file, and with the same if condition, okay, I'll give one task added here and I'll share you tomorrow, by tomorrow, or by end of the tomorrow end of the day I'll be sharing this. So those things you will be working on it. I'll give you one set of questions. You have to solve that and you have to share me. And last task also, when I gave you to do it, the conditional formatting, none of them has done. I got only one answer from one person. Not everyone has shared me. Okay, I want this time everyone to report it. If not, then I have to see, I'll have to check it out how to give you a task and all, right? So make sure you will be doing all the tasks which I'll be giving from here after. Fine. So any doubts if you have for the whole session of today, you can ask me. You can start asking me the questions if you have, or you can also post it in chat box also. If you have a no doubts, you can put it as 0. If you have a doubts, you can raise your questions. Okay. Anusha, Bhavna, Kirtana. Got it. So this recording will also be shared to you. Keep working on it. Any questions, any doubts you have, you ask me in the next class too. So that's all for today. Let's wind up the section for today. Okay. Thank you all. See you in tomorrow's session.